This is moment of silence on here. Do we want that for anything?
Veterans Day is what I was
I
thinking.
like it.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. There you go. Good
I
job.
like it. I like
Good
it.
job. And I was going to ask on Cecilia Marazzi. Did I pronounce that? Marazzi.
Yeah.
Good thing. Now that I say it out loud, Marazzi does sound okay. Just practicing at home. Oh, are we live now?
We're live.
Oh, okay. Call the meeting to order. This is the November meeting of the Liberty Perry Board of School Trustees, aka School Board. Today is November 12th, 2025. The members present are Kara Wolf, Shane Wise, Vice President, Bob Cook, Kevin Thomas, Secretary. Others of importance being at this meeting is our Treasurer, Cindy Skinner, and our Superintendent, Aaron Black. I am Kevin Niemeyer. We will start this meeting with Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence for our veterans.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. First order of business is approval of tonight's agenda.
I do have one addition, resignation of varsity volleyball coach Ash.
Okay.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Discussion.
Oh, I wasn't there.
Thank you. It's just
you-
you did that.
Yeah.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Motion carries 5-0. Approval of minutes from the October 15th, 2025 Liberty Perry School Board meeting.
Motion. Second.
Have a motion and a second. Discussion. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. Patron comments. We have no patrons in attendance this evening. Number 5, claims and treasurer report approval. I believe we've taken care of this prior to the meeting, so
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. Personnel, A, recommendations, Stacy Stanley for the Wapahani track coach, Lori Guffey for latchkey director. B, retirements, Jenny Walton, Selma Middle School English teacher. Resignations, Josh Coughlin as boys soccer coach, Jason Dudley as Selma Middle School Science Club sponsor, Deb Pittenger as Selma Middle School Student Council sponsor, and Valerie Wells, varsity volleyball coach.
Motion approved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. New business. A, approve the Empowering Women Club as a recognized club at Wapahani High School. B, approve Mrs. Kara Sari's requested reimbursement for master's coursework. Upon completion, Mrs. Sarah will be eligible to teach dual credit English courses at Wapahani High School. C, approve Mrs. Christy Thompson's requested reimbursement for master's coursework. Upon completion, Mrs. Thomas will be eligible to teach dual credit math courses at Wapahani High School. D, approve Mrs. Celia Marassi's requested reimbursement for master's coursework. Upon completion, she will be eligible to teach dual credit Spanish courses at Wapahani High School. E, approve the 2026-2027 school calendar. F, non-certified/certified staff handbook. Mr. Black is asking the board to review the handbook as a first reading with the intent to revise and approve at the December meeting.
I have a question on the reimbursement. Talk about six grand for each one of them or something, 6 or 7. Is there any stipulation that they have to stay if we reimburse?
Yeah, so there's a payback period over, if they resign, before 4 years, they'd have to pay back 75%, 3 years, 50%, 2 years, 25%, and then as long as they're here at least 4 years, that would be them paying back their time. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, good
Cool.
question.
So the A one is a new club, right? Is that right?
Yes,
New
yep,
club.
Jamie Noble, had some young ladies approach her about, starting that club, and they're doing some pretty neat things. They were gonna be here tonight, but we thought there was gonna be a volleyball banquet that got moved, so they'll come and present at some point.
Very nice. It's exciting. Very good for them.
Do we
Have a
have a
motion.
motion?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. Review of reports. We have A, enrollment report, B, ECA financial reports, and C, cafeteria fund report.
The only glaring thing here is cafeteria report continues, the cash balance continues to dwindle. Cindy, Heath, and I and Brenda met this week, trying to revise some plans. Long story short, participations went down over the past 3 or 4 years. Costs have went up, and we haven't adjusted any staffing. So we're going to have some conversation with the lead cooks on Tuesday to see we've got to stop the hemorrhaging in that account.
Yeah, I would imagine you just have a lot of kids bringing food.
Yes, yeah, our participation's just low in general, but that's part of it. Yeah.
I did have a question about that one. So I was looking through the report, and it, obviously in the summer, like our staffing is very low, so their salaries are low.
Yeah.
There was a few months that seemed extremely high. Like some of them are double of what your average month is.
3 pays that month.
So-
Okay, that's what my question was.
Based on the 2
Yeah,
months.
so it's the same.
When we were going through that, we were like, we scrutinized those 2 months too, but it's
Yeah.
because it's a 3 paid month with
Okay.
an adjustment. But
Okay, that
you
makes
also
total
see
sense.
some one-offs where we just spend a lot of money on food, like
Mhm.
substantially higher than what we do in other months.
Have we always had the same vendors we're working with in the past?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a couple months we spent around 70,000. And
Mhm.
is that like when we're
That was
getting
a
ready
double.
for school?
What it was August and September's bills.
Okay, that
And
makes sense.
yes, those were together. That was 2 months. And
But that
then,
was still high because
yeah,
our average expenditure was $25,000 a month over the past 3 years, very
Yeah.
consistently. But those one-offs of 35,000 when you're not increasing participation, just
When we purchase, does all the food get eaten or does some of it go bad? Have we looked at any of that? Like,
we've talked about
it's a good question.
Yeah.
yeah,
So they're inventorying, doing an inventory pretty heavily, and what I've instructed them at this point is no purchasing unless it's like absolutely necessary, like bread or buns. Let's cook what we have
yeah.
so we can reset where we're at.
And then in the summer, who pays for that food? Because we still do the free meals in the summer, right? Is that a federal
We
grant?
still get federal reimbursements on that, yes.
Okay, so we pay the salary of our employees, which is very low in the summer. it looks
Yeah,
like.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
And we're
pretty low.
being reimbursed, and we're still offering that to every community member that's under 18.
Yeah, but again, the challenge there is you got to make sure that your costs are below that reimbursement rate.
Yeah.
So and we're just not. That's the mark that we're just not hitting our food costs, and
Last question. So the food that we may or may not be using, like, are we donating that? Where does that go? Do we throw it in the trash? Do we donate it to shelters? I mean, is there
so
a plan for that?
if it expires, go ahead.
It's just, a lot of it is in your freezer and your dry stock.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the fresh stuff. We're not losing It's just there's food sitting there that needs to be
Yeah,
used.
that makes
And
sense.
we're trying to use that before we order more.
Okay,
You know, it's
sure.
like, let's utilize what we have,
Right,
put that on your menus, let's
yes.
get rid of that, and then we'll go back. But like he said, bread, milk, obviously.
Yeah.
Lettuce, salads, fruits, fresh
Mhm.
stuff has to be ordered.
Mhm.
The stuff the
Yeah.
dry stuff and the freezer stuff.
When they're, just the thought process too, is that, when they're doing the ordering process, is that done on the length of cycles? How many cycles of menus do they rotate? Do you know if it's like multiple cycles? Do they
Well,
change
I
those
think-
menus out?
They try to do it by the
Yeah.
month, so.
So they don't do like a week purchase, like a weekly cycle. So you're
Some
looking.
of the smaller things like bread, I think or fresh fruit,
Yes.
they do that weekly, but I think they try to order per their menu that they set a month ahead of time.
Yeah.
The menus are set 4 to 6 weeks in advance.
Right.
So, like, if you've got stuff in your freezer that's not on that menu and you're ordering other stuff, this stuff should be.
Yeah.
Cindy's a huge benefit in
I-
this world because she did that job for a long time.
I was
Okay.
a food
We do-
service director
yeah,
for
that's
19
nice.
years, and it
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of helps.
We handle that through our business does a lot. We do that week cycles. They're
Yes.
like weekly cycles. So they're actually within that week. We're controlling cost tight
Yes.
within that week
Yeah.
cycle. Ordering, and then you're looking at, so what sits in your freezer and refrigerators is really that product you're using that next week. So
Mhm.
it just controls cost better because then you're looking at that
Absolutely.
next cycle. Your product's always going to stay fresh because you're getting it, you're
Sure.
coming in every Wednesday or ours. It's similar, would be similar to schools if you do it that way. I'm just
Right,
saying,
right.
I might just streamline things a little bit more
Is
efficient.
we gotta get our menus and our stock
Yeah.
on the same page.
Yeah.
And then once we do that, and then we can go back to ordering, but we need to clean out all the stuff we've got.
I mean, the reality is the cafeteria fund should be self-sufficient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for sure.
It's a business model. It's the only mechanism in the school that we have that we can actually control inputs and outputs. And
Mhm.
we were looking at a new freezer at the middle school. We put a lot of Band-Aids over that every time. It's going to be $80,000, and I've got an account that has 16 in it right now.
Yeah.
So we're going to work on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is a lot of this just because of the increased price of food?
Yeah, and participation is down, so we're still spending what we were.
You got a 500 kids and you're still hitting at 5, but you're only getting 200 participation.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's
Right.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
seriously.
we're spending more than we're bringing in
Yeah.
every month.
You're not getting that
And-
revenue coming in.
And
off
it's
those kids.
slowly just dwindling. And if we don't fix it now, like, we don't know what's gonna,
Yeah.
it has to be fixed.
Hmm.
It has to be turned around.
Good questions. Like I said, that's why I want the
Good.
reports out front of you. ECA reports too. If you ever see anything glaring, especially after what we've been through in the past month,
Yeah.
don't be afraid to ask those
Yeah.
questions.
Okay.
Okay. Corporation comments. Start with corporation staff comments. Superintendent comments.
Yep, I have 4 things here real quick. First of all, I sent an update to the board on the conference news. The goal right now is to invite some more 2A schools into the conference. We've kind of tipped the scales to the other schools in our conference, but that have an appetite to try to strengthen, make it at least as good as it was with Eastern Hancock, Shenandoah here. But I think we'll probably continue to leave our options open as we move forward. If you're over by the elementary at some point, you'll notice that all those rocks that were in that drainage bed have been taken out. We've been working with engineers, and Muncie Sanitary District were very kind to us. They ran cameras down and we've got some issues there that we're trying to figure out. If you ever notice, there's always water standing in the corner of the elementary.
Mhm.
That's not happening now because those rocks aren't acting as a dam. So
Good.
got some work to do there. He's been all over that.
It's been since I.
Next thing, just touch on real quick, I know a lot of questions here this past week on school delay and cancellation philosophy. I'm going to be putting out kind of a one-pager to let people know. We got hit Monday with snow that came in at a terrible time. It's hard for me to react because I already had buses on the road. We checked the roads at 6:30, nothing but blacktop, and by 7:10, it was bad. And it was dangerous for our kids to be on the road. And when it comes to that, I always want to remember our parents with teen drivers. If you feel like it's not safe, don't send them. Or put them on that yellow things that go by your house if that's an option. But we can excuse that and work around that. But I always encourage can't get it right every time. But it was kind of a dangerous situation on Monday that it was kind of outside of our, but I want to put out this one pager to let people understand how and when that timeline, I mean, that time, the decision is usually made by 6 a.m. because communication takes so long, this type of thing. So I'll be getting that out to them. Shout out to our musical, Miss Vargas, Mr. Bando, Mr. Robinson, incredible show. My daughter actually came over twice to it. But the cool thing that happened is we had a ton of donations. That through that process, because of donations that came before, over $8,000 raised just for that program, and that's a response to the bad news. So that was really, really cool to see. And then last thing here, Red and White Night this Friday. Doors open 5 o'clock. It's a full agenda, full night, as you guys well know. Parking's, we should sell spots to park at and all those good things too. But it's gonna be a fun night Friday night. So cool. That's all I have.
All right. Board comments. Karen?
No.
Shane?
2 things. The group that Jamie Noble is starting, like, just really good for our community. It's nice to see that. For another community member that's also an employee to step out and do something above and beyond for some of our female students, I feel like we've lacked in the past for female students with having a daughter and a son both, and I feel like they had a different experience at high school, and it's super cool that somebody's doing that on their own with their time. And then kind of like something that we had a goal in mind when we hired our superintendent was to have more AP and dual credit classes.
Yeah.
And that was one of our main agendas with hiring you. You came in with some ideas. We put it in motion as a board, and now we're going to reap some of those fruits of our labor.
Yeah.
And at some point, we're going to be able to offer things that other schools that we're competing with can offer because of your ideas, and the board put it in motion with reimbursement. So it's just a really big benefit to have you here, and I feel like it's a huge accomplishment for this board to approve that, and now we're seeing it happen. So that's all that I have.
And it takes people willing to say yes. I mean, if you see those 3 teachers, make sure you tell them thank you because they had to say yes to when being asked. So.
I was not able to attend, but one thing was cool. They did have the recognition for the veterans, which was this past couple days ago with the Veterans Day too. So shout out to my daughter. She was helped kind of put that program together. I think one of the things I want to bring up too is that it's part of the program through the Heroes program, which is actually at the American Legion, but they're trying to get individual flags, get donations. I know they're still reaching out and trying to do more for that. So that's something if we can. I think they raised money, but I think they're trying to raise additional money for some of those too, because it's just some cost. There's fairly decent amount of cost. Some of the folks that are veterans don't have some of those resources. Family don't. So I think that's something that different organizations, businesses look at if they can donate for those veterans, because it's ones in this area to start putting those flags and stuff up too. So, which is very cool stuff.
Steve Peacock is the guy you want to contact for that, and he has a grandson that graduated here.
He's the one actually did a presentation.
Was he?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
My daughter reached out. He was the one that head of that program. Reached out to him. He came to the presentation, and Stephen Vickery, is that right?
Stephen was his grandson.
Yeah.
Good baseball player.
Yes.
Good alumni. So yes,
That's it.
I didn't have anything until you guys started talking about stuff. Do we have convocations anymore, or is that a thing in the past?
They do.
They do?
Yeah.
It'd be nice if we had a veteran speak at one at some point. Not this year, of course, not this year, but maybe next year if we could call it down. Because one of the things, fortunately we haven't had it for a long time. These kids don't know what a war is and what people sacrifice, and this might be good.
Yeah.
Something to think about if there was somebody you had in mind that, I don't know.
So we have an active military officer that lives in Selma, and his son Josiah Mahler passed away 366 days ago.
Yeah.
And he has something called Mahler Ministries that he does. And David Mahler has been in the armed service for over 30 years, and he's still an active member. And I know that he would probably be very interested in doing something like that.
Yeah,
with
maybe. Something to think about
There's-
next year.
Cool. There's a lot of people around that are.
I'd like for us to, at some point, consider being a Blue Ribbon school too. And what that means is we establish a space in our buildings where we recognize all past veterans on a memorial wall and all current serving in the military too. So I think that's a goal as we're looking at projects and redoing things there in the foyer. I think that's an opportunity.
That's great.
Once upon a time, we had important documents, Constitution, Bill of Rights.
Yeah.
Whatever else that were displayed out there. So that would be.
Okay.
Got a big trophy case.
Yeah.
Areas that stuff in.
We got the equipment. Just to expand the hallway all the way out to the park.
I want us to do both things. I don't want to quit.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah. All right, do I have a motion to adjourn? Motion, have a motion and second, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.
Look at that.
Man, I get to go meet with someone I don't even know.
I'm running. You know?
I gotta get back to basketball.
I can
We're
tell
working
in the
tonight.
meeting.
Red lights geared up.
I know you.